Hello and welcome to Take a Beat. My name is Tirza and I am the digital pastor here at IES. And welcome to Take a Beat. Take a Beat is an IES podcast where we invite you to take a little break, sit and chat with us about things that matter, only to launch ourselves back on the beat. And so I'm super excited for a second episode of the season. This is our fourth season. And this is also the first episode that we have a guest. So it's not just me. And we have Anna here. Hi, Anna.
Hello.
Welcome. And welcome to not just to the podcast, but also welcome to IES and welcome to
Thank you.
Jakarta.
Thank you.
How long have you been here now?
Like a month and a half.
Okay. How's it going?
It's going good. It's very different than anything. I grew up in a town of 800 people. So
Okay.
I'm like,
800 is maybe the building that you currently live in.
yeah.
Or at least the complex. So why don't you introduce yourself? So, like, town of 800, where's that?
Yes. So I am from Northwest Iowa. It's in America, in the Midwest, in this tiny little town of 800 people called Inwood, Iowa. I grew up on a farm. And fun fact about Iowa, there are more pigs than people in my state.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can never say that about Jakarta.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So, what, like, tell me about how you grew up. Like, what was growing up in Iowa? Like, that is actually one of the states that I've never been to in the States.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. So,
Okay.
so I grew up on a farm. I like to say that I helped my dad is a farmer, and I'd like to say that I helped on the farm, but not really. I would like go when he got new baby pigs, I would go help, but really I would just be like in the pen with them, holding them. I raised different animals in this thing called 4-H, and then we would like show the animals in competition.
Oh, and then they can get ribbons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But a lot of people paid for really expensive
You know,
animals.
I get my references from Babe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. A lot of people paid for expensive animals, but we didn't do that. So
Okay.
my sister and I always lost, but it was great. I went to the same place I went to preschool. I went like all throughout high school in just
Okay.
like one little building, and it's in the middle of a cornfield. So not much going on there.
So, where did you go to college?
I went to Iowa State University,
Okay.
which is in central Iowa.
That
More
is that-
people.
More people. Great. And so, that's a big jump from town of 800 to Jakarta. How did like what's the like how did you end up actually getting here?
Yeah, so I came to Indonesia for the first time in 2024
Okay.
for a couple months. I was in Jogja working with kind of like a student English community. And then I went back to America after 3 months and I finished my last year of university. And I just graduated this past May.
Woo.
And then
Congratulations.
moved back to Indonesia, and then 6 months later, I moved from Jogja to Jakarta, which I wasn't
Which is
expecting.
also a huge difference.
Big difference.
Okay, so what's the biggest? Okay, like I want to say, what's the biggest difference between where you grew up and let's start with Jogja.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there are so many differences. I would say because there's so many people, and even just because like it's a city in general, there are lots of different things you can do. Like you can go meet with people and go to a coffee shop and go to like get food and groceries. Like my family, we would drive like 30 to 45 minutes to a different state to get groceries.
To a
So,
different state.
yes, South Dakota.
Oh,
So, I'm like, wow, everything's so convenient here.
yeah. No, not to mention, well, especially in Jakarta, you have all of these Gojeks and
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't think I ever took like an Uber or anything until I was probably like 16.
okay.
Yeah.
We had very different upbringing. Like this is like I'm thinking here. I'm trying to place myself in your shoes, and I was like, can't even
Uh huh.
understand.
Yeah.
So, what did you like about Jogja? And I'll just start with that, and then we'll move to Jakarta.
I love that it's a student or a city of
Yeah.
students. Like there's just so many fun things going on with students, and it's fun to get involved with them, to build relationships with them, and like make community for them. They're just it's a fun age to be around because they're just down to do everything.
Yeah.
And I also love that there are so many coffee shops, like
So
everywhere.
you drink coffee.
Oh yes.
Perfect. We can be friends. Uh,
Yay.
oh, Anna makes the best banana muffins.
I have some really brown bananas right now, so I'm gonna make another batch soon.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Sometimes we live in the same building. That's why like sometimes Anna and Sim would knock on my door and show up with banana muffins, which I am not complaining about. So, okay, how did you even hear about Indonesia or Jogja or Jakarta?
Very randomly, I have had a heart for the people of all nations since I was really little.
Okay.
And so when it was getting close for time for me to graduate college, I was praying about an opportunity to work overseas, and a family friend actually recommended looking into this certain organization, and so I reached out, and they just sent me lots of opportunities of places to go in the Asia Pacific area. And I saw this one that was Indonesia and working with university students. And I was like, that's the age that I'm so passionate about and want to work with. So, very random. I'd never really thought about Indonesia before in my life until just a couple years ago.
So, how did, because you said that you've always had a heart for all nations. How did God and your relationship with God confirm this? Because this is a huge move coming from
Uh,
Iowa to Indonesia. So, how did God help you or guide you through this process?
I think it was a lot of different things. Like, such a big move like this, I feel like some people would want, like, want it to be, like, written in the sky. Like, you need to go to Indonesia. But God gave me so much peace about it.
Yeah.
He gave me the opportunity. Other people had confirmed, like, this is a good idea. They believe this is what I should do. And also, I think just the desire that God had put in my heart for a very long time is something that really confirmed for me. Like, this isn't just something that's random, but this is a desire that God's put in my heart since I was really young. And the more I pray about it, the more that desire and burden on my heart grows.
Yeah.
So I knew that was like, yeah, I have to do something.
Tell me about your family. You have siblings?
I have one older sister. She's like my best friend, she's in America right now studying. She's doing her second master's.
Nice.
Apparently, you need to. And then my
Everyone needs
parents,
to.
yeah. My dad is a farmer, like I said, and
Yeah.
my mom is a Christian author and speaker.
Oh, so cool. So, how did your family reacted when you're like, I'm moving to Indonesia?
They were first like so excited for me. Of course, very sad and knew like would miss me, but they had so much peace about it. And my parents at first were kind of like, we knew this was coming. Like I talked about doing something like this since I was really little, and they put me in the position to love like all the people of the world like God does since I was young. So like if they weren't happy with it, it's kind of their fault because they put me in the position to
You
be
know that this is
called.
recorded, right? Like
Yeah.
they'll get to hear this.
Yep.
Okay. So now that you've moved, okay. So how did it feel when you kind of had to pivot from Jogja, because that was the original context, right? Okay, college age, when that's, I mean, Jogja is known for student kind of city, and then pivot to Jakarta, home of about 38 million people, where there's traffic and pollution everywhere.
Yes.
So, like, how did that come to be, and how did you make sense of that in light of, like, your desire and what God's calling you to do?
Yeah, so when I first got the opportunity to move from Jogja to Jakarta was just a month before I moved to Jogja, thinking I would be there for 2 years, but really praying about a lifetime. And I am a person that's really excited for change. I love change, and so immediately I was like, oh, this was not what I expected. I know I'm going to like grieve Jogja, but let me start praying about this. And
Yeah.
I got really excited, and I feel like immediately just started getting so many ideas about it. And of course, later on, when the reality started to set in, I was grieving the fact that I wouldn't get to be in Jogja anymore, which is like a city I thought I would be in, but it always has a special place in my heart because that's like where I fell in love with Indonesia and the people of Indonesia and working with university students.
So I love that you're pretty open in saying that you're grieving for Jogja, or you're grieving for the loss of what you thought was going to be, or the original plan.
Yeah.
Because we go through that a lot. Like, there things happen in life, and God pivots us, or things that we don't expect to happen. And yes, that's the thing. Like, sometimes there's opportunities that we've already looked forward to, and we don't get to do that, and we grieve not being able to do that. And so, how did your relationship with God, and how did God encourage you through that time of grieving?
I feel like one of the big ways is that God gave me dreams and visions and like an imagination for what He can do here and what He can do in me and through me, and kind of just reminded me like this, like I felt God speaking this to me, like Anna, before you ever even knew Indonesia was a thing, I always knew that you would go there, and I always also knew that you would go to Jakarta. And that's like such a simple truth. Like, of course, He always knew, but I feel like when I start to feel stressed about it or like, is this right? I'm reminded that, okay, God knew this was going to happen, and He wants to use me here too. And that brings me like a lot of peace.
Absolutely. So, how about, like, adjusting to Indonesia? What was the most surprising thing that you had to adjust to?
Other than the many cultural things, I think because I was prepared for that
Yeah.
more, I feel like the biggest thing for me was that I felt the loss of a lot of independence in a way
Okay.
because I had to ask for help a lot, and I still do. Like, I can't even drive. Like, I can't even like get around on my own, and so it was very humbling to be able to have to be like, can you help me with this, or have to have people translate things for me, like the simplest things that I'm like, wow, I can't do any of this on my own. Yeah.
How's the language? Are you getting to know the language a little bit?
So when I was in Jogja, I took a class and completed it, and now eventually I will start taking a course again, but I'm at like kindergarten level. Like, I can answer like and ask basic questions and tell about who I am and like where I'm from and give directions and order, but nothing
That's the most
like,
important thing.
yeah,
Order food and ask about the bathroom.
yeah, that's so true. So other than that, like if somebody goes off script, I'm like, like my Gojek driver, they always ask like, where are you from? Why are you here? This, that. And then if they say something else, I'm like, ooh, that's a new one. I gotta look that up. And then
Can you put that
next
in writing?
time, yeah, I'm like, oh, nobody asked that. So that's been good. Good
Yeah.
experience.
Do you get homesick?
Yes, but not in how I thought I would. I don't get homesick in a way that I'm like, oh, I want to go back to America, but it's more like I really, really miss my family and some of my close
Yeah.
friends. So I wish they could be here.
Yes. And they have come and visited, right?
Yes, my parents and sister came to visit over Christmas, which
Fun.
was amazing.
Yeah. So those are some of the challenging things that you've encountered. Um, how about the exciting thing? Like, what are some of the like most exciting things that, or surprisingly good things that you have experienced in Indonesia? That's different.
I would say the number one thing, of course, is the people. I've never met people so friendly and willing to help and yeah, just so kind.
I start
And
laughing because I'm like, you're
yeah,
also living with Sim, who's like the friendliest and the most like kind
that
and
is
excited
true.
person.
She was my first friend here. Um, but yeah, just in small interactions, it's like in the growing up in the Midwest, everybody always says like Midwest nice, like people are extra nice. And I feel like Indonesia is like earth nice, like
Okay,
just such good people.
I love
Yeah.
that. Can we frame that, please?
Put it on a shirt.
Yes. So about food, what's your favorite food so far?
My favorite food is gudeg, but I'm not in Jogja
I
anymore.
was like, oh, that's a very Jogja answer.
Yeah, so
Have you
good.
found anything Jakarta? I don't know. Is there any Jakarta food like that is particularly just Jakarta? I don't know, but
I don't know if it's particularly Jakarta, but I feel like around here I've had lots of good food all the time. Actually, I can only count on my hand the number of times I've had bad food in Indonesia.
okay,
And that was
that's a
like
good
if
thing.
it's too spicy usually.
Okay,
So I like nasi padang only if it's not spicy.
okay,
And satay taichan.
okay.
And yeah, lots of other things.
Oh,
Half the
well,
time I don't even remember what I ate, but I know it was good.
well, you will experience a lot more food related things,
Here.
experiences here in
Yes.
IES. We're a
I
little bit
love
extra when
it.
it comes to food. So, let me ask you this. As you are kind of settling to this new space, new place that God has called you to be in? Like, what are you excited about?
I'm really excited to be in a space where I get to try a lot of things and have the opportunity to learn from people that know a lot more and have a lot more experience than I do. And that I'm also in this space where even though I don't have the most experience, like God did call me to be here, and people trust that and give me opportunities to lead and grow. And I'm really excited for that because, like, really, this is my first job or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I just graduated last May. And so I'm really excited just to see what God continues to do here and the things that He's going to teach me.
Yeah. And so far in this whole process, what would you say is like, the biggest lesson God has taught you?
Hmm.
I know I'm going off script. That's not part of the questions that I set you. Sorry.
Hey,
My bad.
that's all right. Let me think. I think the biggest lesson that God is teaching me is that because of the the work I'm doing and trying to start a new life here, but also my work and just every part of my life, starting things from the ground up, I'm realizing, like, wow, what I'm trying to do, like connecting with university students and giving them community, is really hard. And doing something that's not already set up, like it was in Jogja, is a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that go into it. And I think I already had respect for Pastor Jamie and Tasha, but thinking about what they've done in their time in Indonesia and the things that they've built and the things that God has done through them makes me have even more respect for them. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of, I have all these good ideas and hopes and dreams, but I need to slow down and check, like, God, is this what you want me to do? Is this your hopes and dreams for this? Because
Or even like
even
timing. Is this your
right,
timing for this? Yeah.
right, because I came here and I wasn't even expecting to be on staff at IES. So even that, I'm like, whoa, God, this wasn't in my plan. So yeah, he's teaching me, like, Anna, you literally have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah,
I mean, it's always an invitation to trust God. He never really gives us the entire plan.
true.
Rarely ever.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's going to freak us out if he did.
Yeah, true.
But we're so excited to have you, and we're so
Excited.
excited. And I know that this is not going to be the only time we have you on the podcast because I feel like you have a lot more things, a lot more stories to share. But I do want to introduce you to our community, and this is one of the
Yay.
ways that we can do that. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you for sharing your journey, kind of. Wow, I still can't believe that you grew up in like population 800. I
I
grew up
know.
here.
I
Okay,
know.
so
Very different.
yes, very different. Um, maybe I would like to come and visit one day.
You should.
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Anna, for joining us. And thank you for joining us. And we will see you next week for another episode of Take a Beat. So don't miss a beat.